nothing to deny. Blown up because echoes through the halls. You keep sleeping on the couch just to prove the point. I'm too proud to tell you when I'm wrong. Arguments spinning in circles, we're fighting for days, stuck in a phase. I think we're losing the reason. One word is all it takes, babe. Bursting out in cold flames. Breathing, we are catching fire. Thought that we were wiser. Go and light the match, babe. Miss out on the good days. Breathing, we are catching fire. Fire, fire. Fire, fire. Fire, fire. Fire, fire. Silent treatment ain't no cure, just making it harder. Keep on acting busy on your phone. I just wanna feel your touch, baby, can we stop this? Don't you wanna hold me anymore? Arguments spinning in circles, we're fighting for days, stuck in a phase. I think we're losing the reason. One word is all it takes, babe. Bursting out in cold flames. Breathing, we are catching fire. Thought that we were wiser. Go and light the match, babe. Miss out on the good days. Breathing, we are catching fire. Fire, fire. Fire, fire. Fire, fire. Fire, fire. Ooh, go and light the match, babe. Miss out on the good days. We're catching fire. One word is all it takes, babe. Bursting out in cold flames. Breathing, we are catching fire. Thought that we were wiser. Go and light the match, babe. Miss out on the good days. Breathing, we are catching fire. Fire, 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 fire. We've been acting out for days, nothing to deny. Blown up because echoes through the halls. You keep sleeping on the couch just to prove the point. I'm too proud to tell you when I'm wrong. Arguments spinning in circles, we're fighting for days, stuck in a phase. I think we're losing the reason. One word is all it takes, babe. Bursting out in cold flames. Breathing, we are catching fire. Thought that we were wiser. Go and light the match, babe. Miss out on the good days. Breathing, we are catching fire. Fire, fire. Fire, fire. Fire, fire. Fire, fire. Silent treatment ain't no cure, just making it harder. Keep on acting busy on your phone. I just wanna feel your touch, baby, can we stop this? Don't you wanna hold me anymore? Arguments spinning in circles, we're fighting for days, stuck in a phase. I think we're losing the reason. One word is all it takes, babe. Bursting out in cold flames. Breathing, we are catching fire. Thought that we were wiser. Go and light the match, babe. Miss out on the good days. Breathing, we are catching fire. Fire, fire. Fire, fire.
And good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to our sprints. If you are new here, I basically will be rolling a dice to decide how long we're going to go. And it also decides if I'm going to be having to do some productivity, like the Fab Five things that we put on our D&D sheet to earn points. So adulting, or I end up getting to just read and relax. And in that case, I'll end up crocheting or working on my planner and just kind of relaxing. So let me know what you're going to do today for the reading sprints, what you're going to read. And for the productivity portion, let me know what you're planning on doing. If you have any interesting and fun weekend plans that you're going to do, or, how your week's been going, a favorite thing that's happened to you this week. And again, if you're new, we do chat about, 5 to 10 minutes or so, depending on how chatty everybody is. And then we'll roll into our sprints because we are here to get stuff done. So, but yeah, just let me know you're here and how it's going for you today. I love that it's getting cooler, you guys. Oh my gosh. I've had the windows open. We did have to finally turn on our heater because I think 55 is like the limit for us. Like, we don't really care to have it cooler than 55 in our house. But outside of that, the windows being open, the fall leaves. Oh, this is the time of year that I feel like my productivity really goes through the roof. Like, I get on the ball, I get stuff done. And this is the time of year where I feel like you get to just kind of snuggle with the family. You play family games. It's just more cozy. So I am excited. And I think this weekend we're going to do a lot with just family games. My daughter got these little tiles, and basically it's a game that you have to match the tiles. So it feels kind of like Match meets Rummy, I guess. But it's an interesting game. And so we've been trying to learn how to play that. And so, yeah, we're just probably going to relax this weekend, I think. Well, good morning, handsome husband. How are you doing this morning? How's work going? I hope it's not been too hard on you today. Good morning, Amy. Thank you. It was a fabulous birthday. My family completely spoiled me rotten. I got to have kind of growing up. We didn't have a lot of money, and it was a single parent household. And so every year, my mom would make a big birthday batch of piggies in a blanket with hot dogs and croissant rolls and boxed Kraft macaroni and cheese. And so there's kind of some nostalgia there. And so it became kind of a tradition where every year for my birthday, I get to have that as my birthday dinner. And so my husband, once we got married several years ago, picked up that tradition. And so I got to eat my piggies in a blanket and mac and cheese, and it was so good. And then I got to do a bunch of bookstore runs. There will be a birthday haul because I ended up getting like, oh my gosh, over 30 books between the library's book sale and Half Price and Barnes and Noble. So I have a book haul video that'll be coming soon. It's already posted, but I want to say I had it for the 8th, I think, coming out on the 8th. And then my last vlog for Spooktober, because the last Sunday we still had like 3 days left, will be coming out today around noon. So while we're doing sprints, it'll pop up with the last videos of Spooktober. So glad it's over. I so can't handle the horror, you guys. But anyway, it was a fabulous birthday. Thank you. But yeah, I think this week's been a really good week. It's been nice being able to do my TBR game. I had honestly hoped that I could take a break on my reading a little bit since I had to squeeze 31 books and movies in October. But if you watch my video, you'll see the dice were not so kind. So I think I'm going to continue December the same way. I'm still going to roll that 12-sided dice, but I think starting January, I may take a break on myself and do a 6-sided die. So still the whole checklist. So I'll still have 20 books every month, but that way I'm not getting closer to that 30, which feels really, really huge, you guys. By the end of the month, I am scrambling. So I hope that's okay with everybody because, yeah, it gets to be a lot. Good morning, Elena. And she says, good morning to Amanda, waiting for the sprint at 5 a.m., but it got delayed. Oh no, why did it get delayed? Are you meaning like for some reason it was delayed on YouTube? Let me know. I'm curious. Last week, my Wi Fi was having problems. So I want to say ahead of time, if that happens, I apologize. I'll quickly log back on. You got to bear with me. We have construction going on across the street. And so sometimes we lose power, sometimes thus we lose Wi-Fi. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen today. It was really bad last week, but up until then, we hadn't really had any Wi-Fi problems. Yes, it was such a fun birthday. And thank you. I think it's a delicious meal. And I know it's a cheap meal, but that doesn't mean it's not delicious and filled with love. You read so many scary books last month. Oh, yes. See, lighter November for sure. And for me, again, not trying to spoil in case you haven't seen the TBR game yet, but I like using November to carry on sequels and to try to wrap up some series and stuff that we have going. So, yeah, I think November is going to be a lot of feeling good. Like I'm checking those boxes and I'm finishing things. What was your favorite scary book, if you remember, Amy, from October? Oh, well, good. I'm glad you joined. So I guess you're saying it was delayed, like you had sprints that you were going to attend other than ours. Well, I'm glad you're here regardless, Elena. I know it would be wonderful. But again, we let the dice decide. So to get the 60 minutes, we got to roll it right. And we've got about 2 minutes before we jump into that first sprint. It is a lot of books. I ended up doing 31 and 31, and that was just insane. Props to people who can do that on a more regular basis. That is so not me. It was exhausting. Plus the vlogging. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed weekly updates, and there's a lot of booktubers out there who do weekly updates every single week. I don't know how they do that because I was like scrambling to finish Saturdays to be able to post it on Sunday. So that probably will be saved just for October. And you average around, sorry, I forgot to read that last part. You tend to average around 15. Hey, that's still very good. That is impressive. That's still like what, more than three, almost four a week. Yeah. Hey, Lynn, just got here. Plan on reading The Unlikely Escape of Uriah Heep. I have not heard of that. I saw it on Goodreads whenever I liked your update on your Goodreads. I hadn't seen that before that, though. It looks very intriguing. What are you thinking so far? Don't even know how you pull off reading all those books. Don't think anyone would have a problem with you scaling the TBR game hack a bit. Thank you, Lynn. Sometimes you feel like, because I do this channel because I just love it, right? And I love getting to chat with you guys, but I don't want to disappoint anybody either. So that's why I like to ask. But thank you. Now I feel like I have permission and I can go smaller. The only way I'm able to pull those off, Lynn, honestly, is only a handful of them are physical reads. Most of the time they're audio. And if it's audiobook, that's great. As I'm driving everywhere, I'm listening. As I'm grocery shopping, I'm listening. As I'm doing laundry, I'm listening. As I'm cooking, I'm listening. So like my whole world revolves around listening to these audiobooks the entire month. And I do a little bit out of all of them because I have the kind of brain where I don't have to do just one book at a time. So I'll read like this morning and I track them so that I can update Goodreads and stuff. But like this morning, I've already had 4 that I've listened to an hour in as I was doing, Fab Five stuff and cleaning and everything. So that's honestly the only way is audiobooks for me. And even then it's at 2.5, 3 times speed, depending on how slow the narrator is. So that's the only way. Amy, toss up with Just Like Home and Paradise Club. Ooh. Oh, there's our alarm. I'm going to finish this comment and jump into our sprint. I think it might be Paradise Club, though, and a super weird ending for you, but the entire book was so fun. I may have to add that. I may have to look that up and add that on at least my Goodreads, because that's where I go to look for some ideas for the horror, because I don't do horror. So, all right. Let's go ahead and roll for our first sprint. Like Elena, I'm also hoping for an hour because I've got a lot to do today. And we have a cookie. And the cookie was a 45-minute sprint of productivity for me. So sorry, Elena, not quite an hour, but close. So 45 minutes on the clock, guys. I will see you back here at my 10 a.m. Eastern, whatever that is for you. Happy reading, happy productivity. And we are back from our first sprint. How did everybody do? What all did you get accomplished? We're going to have 10 minutes of discussion and going through comments, and then we'll roll right into the second sprint. As you can see, the sun has come out, so yay! For me, I ended up being pretty productive. I jumped into the Fab Five because I want those points for that D&D sheet for the prizes in February. So I ended up getting the dishes done and rotated laundry. The whole time I was listening to the Organized 365 Lisa Woodruff podcast, and I was loving it because it was giving me refreshing that energy to get organized and be productive. So that's what I chose to do. And I'm going to go ahead and pick back up where we left off. I think I had asked Lynn how she's liking the book so far because I saw it on Goodreads. So far, she is enjoying the Euroheap. Excellent. Oh, I do too. I love books about books. That's why, again, spoiler if you haven't watched my TBR video for November, I have the echo of books. So I do. I love bookshops and book settings. Quiller missed the first chat because the clocks have gone back in the UK. Oh no. And you started at 1 p.m. your time rather than 2. Oh, okay. But you got in from work and making soup and catching up with the chat. Thank you. Love having you here, Quiller. Welcome, welcome. No worries. You know, we're very relaxed. You come when you can, you leave when you need to. No worries. It all still counts. And rewatching later also counts. But as far as the clocks, that's a good point. For those who aren't in the US, our clocks change on, I believe it's Saturday. I'm pretty sure it's Saturday, if not Sunday. But one of those 2 days this weekend is the weekend you guys will need to remember to set your clocks back. I always thought of it as like a personal birthday gift because it's always around the end of October, early November that they do that. So, you know, my birthday was on the 27th. They're giving me a birthday gift of an extra hour of sleep. Thank you. I think because our clocks have gone back. Oh, okay. Whoops. Um, yeah, no worries. No worries. Aw, thank you. I love the meal also. I appreciate it. Again, it's simple, but made with lots of love. That's the important ingredient. Highlight of the week was spending Halloween morning in a Victorian graveyard, walking and reading and chatting with your friend. Ooh, spooky. I loved it. That's the way to do Halloween for real. I love that. Going to Six Sided Die in January smart. Thank you. Thank you. It'll be a whole lot easier for me. And like I said, I'll still be averaging around 20 books a month to review for you guys. But a Six Sided Die would make it where I actually can be off of my earbuds and talking to my family periodically. Good morning, Kay. How are you doing? Drinking coffee, looking for sprints to update the database, but it took several refreshers to find this one. Oh no, the notification didn't work. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hate when that happens. Now, sometimes it's happened in the past. Like with Kim, I'm one of her Patreons, and I will hit notify me and it doesn't work. But she said that's because it's Patreon, it's a private one. But mine are always public. So I don't know why that's not working. If my hubby hops back on again, I may pick his brain. It may be something out of his control and it's a YouTube thing, but since he's my IT genius, I'm going to bug him about anything that has to do with that stuff. Oh, I'm glad that you liked it. It was so hard to find. Like, believe it or not, Libby didn't have it, Hoopla didn't have it, Scrib didn't have it. Like, I couldn't find it anywhere. I finally had to just go ahead and buy it on Audible because I'm like, I am never going to be able to get this book. It just blew my mind. You read a chapter this sprint, watched a tutorial video, took a 15-minute nap. Oh, day 3 of no caffeine November. Lynn, you are a trooper. I couldn't do it. I need my caffeine so bad, especially this time of year. But that is so healthy, Lynn. That is so good for you to do that. I applaud you. Okay, Saturday night, Sunday morning. Okay, so there you go. So Saturday night, Sunday morning is when we do it. Always thought that was a weird time to get up and switch clocks. Yeah, I thankfully with cell phones now, it'll automatically update on our phone. And then when I get up, around 5 a.m., typically on my own or my alarm, but like on weekends, I never sleep in past 6 a.m. I'm a morning person. So when I get up, I just go ahead and change all the clocks. So not too bad. Oh, good. I'm glad the headaches are getting better. Oh my gosh. And you were talking about that you were just like feeling like a zombie almost and just like falling asleep. And oh, that is just awful, Lynn. Oh, okay. So if it's a YouTube thing not doing it, then yeah, unfortunately there's no fix, but dang it. I'm sorry, guys. Well, if you're ever curious, 9 a.m. Eastern. So if you Google wanting to know, because you're not in the US when 9 a.m. Eastern is, just Google that and they'll let you know. But yeah, that's awful. But again, no pressure, Quiller. No pressure anybody. Come when you can. Oh, it was on Kindle Unlimited. See, I don't have Kindle Unlimited because I initially did the subscription and I did it for a couple months, but they never had the books on there that I would roll and need to read. Like they never had them. So I got kind of frustrated and I want to say I did it for 3 months straight and never was there a book on there that I wanted. So I gave up and went to Scribd. Oh, so yeah, maybe it's off of Kindle Unlimited now, or it may be there because, like I said, I'm not on Kindle Unlimited anymore. Worked at a bar, closed at 2, but then didn't because you had another Oh, that is horrible. Oh, that would be so exhausting. I hope you're hourly so that they had to at least pay you that extra hour. That would be the worst if you're salary somewhere though, and then the time happens and you have to stay that extra hour. I didn't even think about that. Oh, that would be the worst. I'm so sorry, Kay. Oh my goodness. Wanted to make sure to mention, just in case you guys hadn't seen the news, if you have watched Friends, Matthew Perry, who was Chandler on Friends, passed away. So sadly, he's now gone. I do have his book that he wrote. On my shelf and I hope to get to it at some point. I keep waiting for that prompt on my card to say to read a, memoir and I just haven't gotten it yet. But yeah, it just kind of made me sad. And then Katie, because she's 13 going on 14, was finally old enough to watch Friends with us. And I mean, obviously we would skip some stuff, but she was watching and absolutely loved the show, cried at the ending like all the rest of us did. And when I told her, I'm like, yeah, Matthew Perry passed away, she was just like, no. So I just want to make sure you knew in case you hadn't heard on the news. It's kind of sad. Some interesting, fun news that I wanted to share. I love Doritos. I especially love Cool Ranch Doritos. I don't know about you guys, and we've got about 2 minutes left before the next sprint, by the way. But apparently, Doritos created a 4-foot chip and dipped it in some nacho sauce and then pulled it up like the old commercials used to do. And that string of nacho sauce was over 50 feet long. And that made a new world record. CNN covered it. So if you look it up on CNN, you can get all the extra, information on that and details and see the picture. But I thought that was just super cool and kind of fun. Yeah, I liked Matthew Perry. I always felt like a Monica, in the way she's obsessed with cleaning and just the way that she sees the world in general. I can totally relate to that. And Ryan is more serious than Chandler, but he has very Chandler moments when he sees things and how he reacts to things that yeah, it was kind of sad. They used a helicopter and yeah, I wanna say it was a crane and then almost like a larger version of those games that you have at the arcade where you try to grab the stuffed animal. So, yeah, totally go look it up on CNN. It is hilarious. I don't know if you have to just type in Dorito 4-foot chip or whatever, nacho sauce or however you have to find it, but yeah, it was kinda cool. I liked it. So there is our bell. And yeah, he wasn't that old, Kay, but drugs will get you every time. Yeah, the claw. Ooh. I mean, he'd gotten clean, at least from the last interviews that they'd had with him. And it looked like, he was really turning a leaf. But once you've done the drugs, obviously it damages. So let's go ahead. And you know how I'm so educated in it, I call it the drugs. All right. Come on, hour. It is a roll again, which means I have to switch the book I'm going to read and I'm going to roll, which is, whoa. And then, of course, I'm going to drop it. But it landed on a cookie. So we're going to do another 45 minutes sprint. So happy reading, happy productivity. I get to actually read this time. I just have to switch up from Griever's Blood that I was going to read. So I will see you guys back in 45, which it's close enough. I will call that 11 a.m. my time. So I'll see you on the hour, guys. All right. I hate to stop the music. It was so pretty and tranquil. But it is the end of our sprint for the second sprint. So please let me know, how did you do? What did you get done? What did you read? As for me, I ended up working on my planner a little bit and I switched my book like the rule said I had to. So I listened to some Obsidio. I absolutely love the Illuminae file series. So highly recommend it. It's hilarious. It's great. I recommend doing the one where you can completely immerse yourself with audio and physical, because if you don't do the physical, there are some things that just they can't really say or explain well in audio that you would miss if you didn't have the physical copy as well. But they do a phenomenal job, the narrators and actors. So, highly recommend both. And I ate breakfast and I finished my Fab Five, folding and putting away the laundry. And I think that was all. I think that was enough. So let me go back and see if there were any comments that I missed. Prior to us, like as we were just starting our sprints, a cooler talked about love nacho cheese and chips. Yep, that's your go-to movie snack. That's fantastic. I love that we have a world record now. I love that we live in a world where they wanted to make a world record of a 4-foot chip and a 50-foot long string of cheese sauce being stretched there. I think that's fantastic. Elena, see you next Friday, working at the Children's Hunger Funds with the day program. And next Friday, don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Okay. Well, bye if you're still here. And thank you for dropping by. It's always lovely to get to see you. And good for you for helping in those organizations. I love volunteering. Now, I'm going to be honest, most of my volunteering is at library or with my kid at her school, but I do love that. And once my kid gets to the point where she doesn't want me at the school anymore, I'm either going to go try to get, an actual full-time job again with benefits, or I may just do a whole lot more volunteering. My particular love is actually with the elderly. So back when we lived in Illinois, I volunteered at the nursing homes all the time. I would look here and see if in Indy there's anything like that that I could do where I could read to them or call bingo or whatever the case may be. So, but I love that you do that with the children. That is amazing, Elena. Where did I get this dice? Well, that is a good question. I will have to re-look up the link. I had somebody that asked how I made my TBR game with the cards, and the dice, of course, matches the cards. And someone had asked, how did you make that? And so I never have a problem sharing that. There is no real original idea anymore. It's just how you structure it is original. So a lot of my game actually came being inspired by Kim. And that's why I gave her lots and lots of kudos. And I try to promote her. She's a wonderful person, has a beautiful channel that's so much fun. And yeah, her initial game that she did with the coffee theme and stuff, that's where I was inspired by mine. And then I added my own flair of the list and dice and everything to it. But I will try to find the link. It was online that I ordered those. It's actually where I also order the cards, the bookmarks, and the surprises that are coming in February with the second version of my readathon. I order all of that through that same game creating place. So don't let me forget. I'm going to try really hard, Kay, to remember and grab that for you. Aquiller had a lovely bright morning at the graveyard, so it was a good time. Good, but still had the gothic feel. Excellent. Oh, see, I don't know how people do the nighttime at the graveyards. That's too spooky for me. And actually, my hometown in Illinois was known for Ragdoll Cemetery. So if you ever Google Ragdoll Cemetery, Illinois, you'll see some of our old digs and the cemetery that they said was haunted there. And so ever since that, I can't do. I'll visit cemeteries in the day to lay flowers, and that's it. We posted some photos. Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you on Discord. I'm going to take a look, along with Halloween crafts for anyone that are interested. Thank you for sharing, Aquiller. I love that. Fun, fun. Hi, Tara. Welcome, welcome. I hope work's going well for you. Sneak us in as much as you can. Make sure you have you time. And Amanda, what did you miss? You're late, but you're here. Welcome, Amanda. Work made it hard for you to get here. Oh, I'm so sorry. You guys are all working so hard. Feel free to go back and watch later if you like, but I don't think there was any huge announcements that I made. So yeah, you're perfectly fine hopping in right here. Currently reading Throne of the Fallen. That's actually on my list right over there. It's the big pink one that's on that shelf. Yep, 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 yep. You want to love it, but you don't think it's for you. Oh no. I love Carrie Maniscalco. I loved the Kingdom of the Wicked series. It's on my 5-star shelves. And I am currently reading the Hunting Prince Dracula. So that whole Stalking Jack the Ripper series. So I love Carrie Maniscalco. That makes me a little scared. I haven't hopped into that one yet. I need to get to the first book in the series. Good to know about the audio physical combo. Absolutely. And everybody's a little different. I thought Illuminae was fantastic. I loved it. That's the bright red, orange covered one. Then the second one, Gemini, I actually thought was better. It's like a dark blue. A lot of people said, oh, it's not as good as Illuminae, but there's some of us out there that think it was actually better. And so far, Obsidio, I would say I'm only about 120 pages into it, but it's my least favorite of the series. But again, they all have that same kind of feel to them, and I absolutely love it. And if you ever did the Aurora Rising series, I think you'll like this series. It's the same kind of feels to it. 31% in Uriah Heep. Excellent progress, Lynn. Been curious about the dicing. Oh, okay. Well, then, yes, I'm going to have to make sure I remember to do that because, a lot of times I get distracted and then I forget. So don't let me forget. Somebody, in the middle of our sprint or in the beginning of the sprint, please mention it below if I haven't already clicked on it and sent it over because I have no problem sharing that with you guys. It's pretty easy. You go into the website and basically choose if you're doing cards or dice or what you're wanting to create, bookmarks, whatever, and then you'll upload pictures. Now there are it won't allow you to do pictures that have rights on them. If it's public access, then it'll use it. Otherwise, it'll give you a note that you can't actually create something with that image on it. So just keep that in mind. But then, yeah, you just create it yourself. And it takes about 4 to 6 weeks or so for them to make it and ship it. Their shipping comes in like velvet pouches and really, really good. So they take care of their products and cannot sing their praises high enough. So glad you guys are interested. Let's see, moving on. Oh, we haven't done our joke for the day. So I wanted you guys to let me know. Do you know why the nose was sad? Because he didn't get picked. So suddenly everybody leaves the chat and nobody's here on sprints anymore. We've got about a minute left, and then we will be going into our third sprint. And yeah, I'm just having a great day with you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and hope you have some windows open and are enjoying some of that fresh air like I am. No, Lynn, it's a good one. Come on. Oh my goodness. I get so many of these jokes between Katie and Ryan, I tell you. All right, I'm going to do this roll. We'll go into our third sprint and I will set that link for you guys. It looks like a wine glass. So the wine glass is 30 minutes and I get to pick if I'm reading or productive. Excellent. So I'll see you guys in 30. Happy reading. Happy productivity. All right. And we are back from that sprint. How did everybody do? What all did you get accomplished or read? I ended up taking a nice little walk, which I really enjoyed here in the house. And because I have the kitten and he's like always wanting to play, I was trailing a string behind me. So he was rompa-tromping back and forth through the whole house the entire time, chasing me. And yeah, just having a good time. So hopefully some energy was burnt and he will relax for a bit. And I got to page 128 in Foxglove. It is picking up exactly after Belladonna. You are seeing the same characters plus new. I don't know. It's going in a direction I did not expect. So I don't know how I feel. For sure, 3 star. I still love the writing style, but I don't know how the author's gonna basically don't go into it expecting what you thought you were going to get with Belladonna being ending the way it did. It's a little different. So, but otherwise, really good and had a really good time that sprint. I'm going to try to see, make sure I didn't miss any comments. I was able to get the link to where I get my TBR game created. So I hope you guys can use that. Let me know if you have any questions on it. Lynn, heading out for lunch and errands. Oh, good. I'm glad you saw the link before you left, and you will be missed, but I'm glad you were here, Lynn. Amy, no worries. Like I said, we're totally relaxed. Come and go as you please. Gonna go to the bookstore. That's always a good reason. Stop, click, goodbye, go to the bookstore. Nice. Joining the read when you have challenges. Feel like I need to buy a few more books before. You know, I'm not mad at that, and I understand completely. Tara, still working, but did stop to strip the bed, load the washer, open up some windows. Yes, get that fresh air out the house a little bit and get the cooler air in. And it revitalizes you, right? It just makes you want to do things. So open up those windows, guys. Here in Indy, it's going to be 60. Beautiful. Again, leaves still falling, sun's out. It is gorgeous. Hey, Brittany, welcome. Yes, welcome, welcome. Editing your wrap up video. Excellent. Love that. How many books did you end up doing for the month? And what was your favorite, if you don't mind spoiling? Amy, preparation for the challenge. You've been organizing your physical, audio, and digital books. All right. I love organizing things too. That's why I absolutely love the planner that Megan does with Little Inklings Designs, because it allows me to do spreads and like tracking and all the things. I do too. I love organizing and stickering and all the things. So I'm with you on that. Hey, you fell asleep. Your coffee's not working. Oh no. Maybe open up some windows like we were talking about. Maybe the fresh air would help. But sometimes you just want a nap, and there's nothing wrong with that, guys. We got to take care of ourselves too. I mean, I sit here and I look at my cats, and they're like always sleeping, always sleeping. So for me, it's like, there might be something to that because they always seem kind of happy, right? And I've already picked up the habit from watching them that every time they get up, what's the very first thing a cat does? Arches the back and stretches the legs. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start doing that. And I have loved it. I have found myself doing less pulled muscles. I found myself more limber. Just every single time I get up from sitting anywhere or laying down, I first do some stretch and then I get up. And I have loved that. So I may have to start adding naps in because they sleep like crazy 18 hours a day. So I feel like if I get in an hour nap every day, it's not so bad. I think we should all do that. Brittany, wow, 28 books. Oh, yeah, that will make editing take forever. Your favorite was Sadie by Courtney Summers. Ooh, I'm gonna have to add that to my list. Fantastic. I love that. I can't wait to see the wrap up. Make sure you post a link somewhere in Discord for us to see it, or if we're live, whenever you hop on, feel free to share links. I want to see that. Oh, it's cold. Oh no. Never mind. Like I said, our family loves, the 50s and low 60s. So for us, it's still been beautiful to do that. Amy kept a book journal this year, but think you might want that one for next year. And it does books also. So what I love is you get all kinds of like, you can track books like from book boxes or what book clubs you're in and stuff, and a little bookshelf and everything to record on. I love them. And then they've got the book challenges in here. Well, they've got like a monthly tracking and a page tracker for daily. And I'm trying to get to one of the challenges to show you. But of course, now that I'm wanting to, I'm not going to find it right away. But anyway, so yeah, she's got all kinds of challenges in here too. So like the Gilmore Girl challenge and so on. So it's fun. I think it's fantastic. I love her stuff. She's got so many different designs. I can't speak highly enough about her. And it's a small business owner, so that's even better. Yeah, exactly. See, Brittany K agrees, 28 in 1 month. And yeah, I hope you end up liking most of them because otherwise it's a slog, right? Oh, it was all over the place. Oh no. That does happen. For me, Halloween, of course, was that way because I don't like spooky in general. But I think, best reading month as far as like 5 stars was probably during Battleathon a couple months ago, because the whole goal is your team got points based on your star rating. So you would purposefully try to read what you think are going to be 5-star books. So of course, that's the month that I read the best books, in my opinion, for me. So I get that. We've got about 3 minutes left and we will go into our next sprint. It is noon, so this will be our last sprint. So hopefully we get a good hour though. That would be nice. It's Sunday through Wednesday for 2 days before Halloween. Think it's finally gone. Oh, okay. It's snow. Oh, wow. Wow. I was thinking Sunday for SN, but that snowed. Oh, no. Oh my. My husband would love that. He's crazy for snow. For me, it's like I want it to snow on Christmas Eve and all day Christmas Day it's there, and then it disappears the day after Christmas. That's my ideal right there time frame for snow. Otherwise, I've got to shovel it. I've got to ice melt it, and oh my gosh, all the things. Got to drive in it, and people drive stupid in the snow. They just do. So not me. It's not for me at all. All right, real quick on the last couple minutes, just to have a fun discussion. I like the cards that get you thinking. So this one is, would you rather be the star player on a losing football team or ride the bench on a winning team? So it's kind of interesting. Which would you rather? I think for me, I'd rather be on the bench of a winning team. Because you'd still get, the trips, the accolades, your name's still on the banner as part of the team. And you never know if someone gets hurt. So if someone gets hurt and you get to go in and play, yeah, you're not the star, but you're still a part of the team. And it's a winning team at that. So that's just me, though. That would be my pick. You're making lunch for your son now. Hope to read a little next sprint. Yes, enjoy that. What are you making for lunch? Katie's crazy about grilled cheeses. Always grilled cheeses with her. You'd rather be the star player with losers. I love that, Amy. Good for you. So that when talent scouts come, they can be like, oh, everybody out there is horrible except Amy. So Amy, full ride scholarship. That would be fantastic. And you'd rather be on the bench, Kay. Yes. See, me too. But Amy, you got a good point. It's kind of boring sitting on the bench, but I've never had a problem being a supportive player. So I've many times not been the star of a play, but I've been, the backup. Of course, I'm blanking on what that's actually called. Not your alternate, your something. But anyway, the backup for the person who's the star of the play. And that's usually what I am. But there's been a couple times that they've had to call me to go out there. So whoop, whoop. Plus those underdogs can pull it off with the win. They can if you're the star, Amy. They sure can. All right, guys, let's do our roll for our last sprint. Why is it I can never find the dice when I need to? All right. Oh, last couple comments. Oh, Tara would rather be on the bench. You would hate the press and the hate that tends to come with losers. That's true. They do get hated on, don't they? And then Amy would rise up for a great feel-good story with a happy ending. I love that. You'd rather just watch football. Yeah. Yeah, I know. People used to complain about how much money professional athletes make. And I'm like, yeah, but their bodies just don't last. So when the rest of us are still, working or whatever into our 60s and 70s, the athletes are done by like 35, 40. Like their bodies cannot take it anymore. So they need something to get them the rest of those 40, 50 years of life. All right. And it looks like a peppermint, which a peppermint was 40. No. Oh, is it? Yeah. Okay. It's the little candy on there because they didn't have a peppermint. So 45 minutes again. We've just done 45, 45, and 45 all day, haven't we? Wow. I'm rereading just to make sure I didn't mess it up along the way. But no. All right. 45 was the name of the game today, guys. So I'll see you back in about 45 minutes. I'll go a little bit more since we're close to noon Indy time. So I'll see you at 45 after the hour. Happy reading, happy productivity. I'll see you guys later. Okay, so that was our last sprint. Let's see the comments that came in. And it looks like, oh, and for that sprint, hubby came home and brought in home some cash so that I can grab my kids' snack. On Fridays, I swing by McDonald's as a once a week kind of treat, and I get her a small order of the fries there at McDonald's so that she can have fries on Friday. So that's what I did for my break, and I got to listen to the Daydreamers and read some of my Griever's Blood finally. I'm looking. And it looks like the comments were, there we go. And it was with Amy. Off to buy the books. Have a great week. You're gone by now, Amy, but thanks for being with us. And I hope you get some good books and that you'll share with us when you get back next week. Kay, thanks for the link. Good. Your son loves D&D, so you think that'd be cool to make his own dice too. Yes, absolutely. You guys can have so much fun on there. Wait till you see all the things, even little pieces like they have in the Sorry game. You can custom anything on there. Aquiller, missed the last chat, went for a walk. Oh, got caught in the rain though. Oh no. But don't mind, went on a leisure walk, hopped in the shower when you got back. That sounds fabulous though. Oh my gosh, you are so healthy. I love that. Hope to get to Foxglove. Yes. See, I hope that you get to it too. And you'll have to let me know what you think. Like I said, it's just, it's kind of unusual. It's not where I thought it was going to go. Understudy. That's the word. I couldn't think of the word that normally I wasn't the star of the show, of the play. I would be the understudy. So that makes me feel a little bit better. I got Stevie right here clawing my leg. Buddy, if you're going to be here, then you should be here. Okay. And of course he's going to run now because he's kitten and that's what kittens do. I'm looking forward to reading Belladonna soon. Hope to get it to this month or early December. I really enjoyed Belladonna, and you can see that several others here also did. So I hope that you like it. You have to let us know. Brittany did some editing again. Good. Have 10 minutes of footage left to do. Then just need to add a few graphics. Fun. And of course, the splash screen. Don't forget the splash screen. Didn't read again, but did look up some cool ideas for Christmas gifts for the family that the boys can help with. That's perfect. And it is that time of year. I tend to use the October 31st as the reset for holidays. So now November, December are all about holidays and getting the Christmas stuff get together and the Thanksgiving goodies. And if you do Organize 365, they always do a free, what they call holiday blitz every year. You sign up for it, give your email in there. It's free. And they'll send you little things to do each day to break down what your family actually wants to do for the holidays so that you're not doing things that nobody really cares about anyway. And it's fabulous. I do that every year because every year is a little different on what we want to do. You're welcome. And it is productive. You know, anytime we do anything, if it's reading or cleaning or just using that time to go for a walk or open up some windows or think about the holidays ahead of time, I mean, that's still productivity in my book. I like it. Yes, Organize 365. It's with Lisa Woodruff. If you Google, I'm pretty sure you could just straight Google Organize 365, but I love her. I literally have something that used to be called the All Access, which means like everything. You're all in for everything that she has. They are absolutely wonderful. She does podcasts. So if you want to listen to her podcast first and see if it's for you, but I mean, it's just, oh, I love how organized she is and how down to earth that she is. So let's see, Organize 365, just to make sure. And when you type in Organize 365, if this will come up at all, I know the brightness is always a problem. There we go, maybe. Okay, it should look kind of like that. Well, I had it for a minute there. You know, guys, sometimes technology is just not my friend. Well, you get the idea. I will try to copy this and put it here on the sprint for us real quick. But yeah, so I absolutely love it. Highly recommend you go check her out. And again, you could do podcasts too, wherever you get your podcasts and just listen to those. Sleeping in the morning. Yes, sleeping is important. And you're welcome. I always get a lot done on these sprints also. And yeah, so there's the link if you want to go check that out and just see. I mean, she has different products and stuff, but her podcasts are free. She does these blitzes for free. She does the holiday blitz, and she has a back to the school blitz that she does in, I believe it's August. And again, it's free. She'll email you the steps like day one, talk to your family about favorite foods for the season, or day one, print the lists of supplies you need for your kids' school. I mean, whatever the particular blitz is, and they break it down by day. So after a week, and it doesn't feel like a lot each day, after a week, you're completely ready to go. And I do that every year just because without it, I have found it to be utter chaos in our lives. So highly recommend. Well, thank you guys for being here. And as always, feel free to like, subscribe, and watch videos. And I'll see you guys next Friday. Have a fabulous weekend.